Good morning. Welcome back to the Irish Media Network. I'm Jackson Foster, and with me is Ethan Crook.
Thank you, Jackson. Today we'll be covering the Super Bowl and everything surrounding it, so make sure y'all stay tuned after the short break.
You are looking live from Knoxville, Tennessee, and welcome to the Irish Media Network.
Hi there, welcome to The First Down, brought to you by the Irish Media Network.
On January 28th, the Chiefs took on the Ravens in the AFC Championship game. I mean, this was a very low-scoring game.
Yes, purely defensive. Everyone made big plays on the defensive side, but not on the offensive side. It was Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson did not play like usual, and
you have the two best quarterbacks in the league facing off. You expect more offense out of that than what we got.
yeah, I mean, it was pretty disappointing, but it was still an entertaining game.
Careless mistakes from the Ravens really just sold them the game. You can't come back from a fumble on the 1-yard line and multiple unsportsmanlike penalties. It'll kill your offense, and you won't be able to get points up.
Yeah, that's something you would not. I mean, you could expect it out of a rookie, but Zay Flowers have been really good all year.
Zay Flowers could have made a case for Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think he was top 5 in the rankings.
Definitely.
On the NFC side, though, we had a high-scoring affair between the Lions and the 49ers.
Yes, Lions went out to a big lead in the first half, and then they lost it all within the third quarter, I think. Or no, it was 17 points that the 49ers scored within the third quarter, just stormed back. And it was a lot of mistakes on the Lions side that caused the 49ers to just storm right back.
I really felt bad for the Lions because this was their first time making the playoffs in like 20 years.
Yeah.
I really thought they could have gotten to the Super Bowl, and if they won the Super Bowl, Detroit would have imploded.
Yeah, that would have been really, really big.
Detroit faithful is the best fans in the country, in my opinion.
Did you see George Kittle chirping in the first half? He's got a big mouth on him.
After the game, I'm going to say, well, they had us in the first half, not going to lie.
I think George Kittle is one of the funniest guys in the league personally, and after the game when he got up on the podium and actually said, we had him in the first half, not going to lie, it made me laugh.
Yeah, that was funny. So after the conference championship games, there were some important names on the injury report.
During practice before the Super Bowl, George Kittle had a lower leg injury. I think it was his toe. Christian McCaffrey had some issues with his legs.
Yeah.
I mean, really just
very important players, but they all ended up playing. George Kittle was not the best in the Super Bowl, but Christian McCaffrey definitely made a big difference.
And a guy like Deebo Samuel, who's been on a tear all year, I mean, he's been injured multiple times this season. His legs aren't 100%, and I think that showed in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. The Chiefs, Chris Jones was on the injury report, and if he had not played, I think the 49ers definitely would have won. He had big pressure the entire game.
I think the 49ers put up 14 more points if he's not in the game.
Yeah.
He pressured Brock Purdy, hit him multiple times while he was throwing, which disrupted the ball and made him miss wide open throws.
Yeah. So what did you think about the coaching, like the plays, everything that they were calling during the Super Bowl?
I think Andy Reid did an Andy Reid masterclass. I mean, week in and week out, he proves that he's the best coach in the league. He has 3 Super Bowls in the past 6 years. Him and Patrick Mahomes together is an unstoppable duo.
Yeah, they just know each other. They know what plays to run. I mean, there's no other way to say it. They know how to expose defenses and just...
And they know the overtime rules.
Yes.
Unlike the 49ers. Kyle Shanahan, I mean, the best offensive coach in the league, in my opinion. I just don't think he knows how to run a defense.
Yep, he's purely an offensive mind, and he has the players on defense to make the plays, but he just doesn't. Yeah, he's definitely an offensive.
He can get his way to the Super Bowl, but in his last 3 Super Bowls, he's 0-3. He hasn't won one yet. Like Andy Reid, he capitalizes every time he gets there, basically.
Yeah. So the weather in Vegas before building up to the Super Bowl was a little bit questionable.
Lots of rain, causing the practice fields between the 49ers and the Chiefs to be questionable.
Yeah.
The 49ers, being the worst of the two, complained about their field being spongy, not good condition, and they claimed that their grade was well below the average for the NFL practice field.
Yes, so the Chiefs were in the Raiders practice complex, which is very nice, very new. Like they had, I think they definitely had it better than They definitely had it better than the 49ers.
While the 49ers were complaining about their practice field, Roger Goodell had this to say about it.
It's well within all of our testing standards. It is something that we think all our experts, as well as neutral field inspectors, have all said unanimously that it's a playable field.
I think the practice fields could have played a big impact on the effect of that game.
Yeah.
And just when you can't practice like you're playing, I mean, it'll affect you in game. It'll slow down your offense, your run game, your linemen, everyone will be.
Especially, and it can mess up your legs too. I bet that was part of what what was going on with George Kittle.
And a guy like Dre Greenlaw, I mean, uncaused injuries. He was just running out on the field and his Achilles snapped.
Yep, definitely something to do with the turf monster. I'm thinking grass needs to be implemented next year.
The grass didn't affect this halftime show, though. More with it after this short break.
Hello and welcome to Knoxville, Tennessee, home of the Fighting Irish. You are looking live from Knoxville, Tennessee. Hello and welcome to the Irish Media Network.
Hi there, and welcome to The First Down, brought to you by the Irish Media Network.
Give him.
The Super Bowl is the best time for advertisement for companies. It's been around since the 1980s. Companies like Oreo, Dunkin', and Michelob Ultra featured celebrities to promote their products. The most intriguing commercial overall was Google Pixel. It connected with the viewers and highlighted the blind community while trying to sell their product. Former players like Tom Brady was in the BetMGM commercial along with Wayne Gretzky and Vince Vaughn. My favorite commercial was Duncan with Jennifer Lopez. What was yours, Tyler?
I gotta say my favorite commercial was the Arnold Schwarzenegger State Farm commercial. Now into our halftime. Usher started out halftime with a pretty interesting outfit, playing his first song, which was his 2024 hit, Caught Up. About halfway through his performance, his first guest singer was Alicia Keys. Her red dress and piano was a throwback to the 2013 Super Bowl, where she performed the national anthem. This year, she performed a version of her song, If I Ain't Got You. What did you think about Alicia Keys and Usher?
Honestly, I think Usher could have gone without his halftime show without her. But yeah.
I agree. And then he also had his guest speaker, her, but like, her was just also kind of mid. And overall, this entire halftime was just mediocre. On to Jackson and Ethan to tell us a little bit about Chiefs players to watch.
Thank you, Jackson. Up first on our players to watch, we have Chiefs running back Isaiah Pacheco.
Yes, Pacheco is a monster running back out of Rutgers University. He had just under 1,000 rushing yards and about 200 receiving yards. His aggressive running style definitely makes a difference. He can just plow through defensive lines. He's definitely a big factor.
On the defensive side for the Chiefs, we have cornerback L'Jarius Sneed. L'Jarius Sneed is the most targeted cornerback in the NFL with 72 targets, and he still hasn't let up a touchdown. I think he's top 5 corner in the league. He's making a case for the best corner in the league. He was locked down in the Super Bowl and just all around a great player.
Yeah, he did have a couple penalties though. That didn't stop them though. Chiefs did not make a big difference. So in the Super Bowl, 49ers had a big lead in the first half, and they just were a completely different team in the second half. The Chiefs just stormed back, and their defense crumbled. They just couldn't do anything.
When the game went to overtime, 49ers apparently didn't know the overtime rules. They decided to defer. They decided to get the ball first.
Yeah.
When they should have deferred.
Yeah, you always defer when you win the coin toss.
You give Patrick Mahomes an extra down, you can expect him to capitalize. And a local kid, Jawan Jennings from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, he went to Blackman High School. His head coach was Coach Shad in high school. He went on a tear. He had a throwing touchdown and a catching touchdown. I think he should have been the MVP of the game.
Yeah, me too. Well, that's all we have today. Thank you for watching.
Make sure y'all go follow us on all our socials. And as always, go Irish.